Welcome back to the Bears Sports Network here on BTV. About 5 minutes away from kickoff in the 45th Cranberry Bowl, the Bears getting ready to take on Maritime. My name is Luke Mansfield.
My name is Zach Sylvia.
These teams come into this matchup with very similar records. 5-4 is Maritime. 4-5 are the Bears, and the Bears have not finished below 500 in quite some time, Zach, and they need this win to finish at least 500.
For the first time in almost a decade, they could possibly finish under 500.
So we'll see how this one goes today. Of course, the Bears got the win at Maritime last year, 48-6, but the team looks very different than it did a year ago. The Bears are coming off a win 30-21 at Vermont State Castleton and coming off a 2-game win streak with a 3-1 record at home. And that game against VSC was quite an interesting one. They held VSC to 70 yards passing, negative 22 rushing yards, so 48 yards of total offense, despite only having 8 completions from SP Pragano. He went 8 for 13 with a touchdown. Seamus Whiting got in there, threw 2 picks. Jaden Mosley had 1. A lot of the work was done on the ground for the Bears. Isaiah Wright, 16 for 103 and a touchdown. Askew, 17 for 78. And then Killian and Dallas Murphy both had touchdowns. Josh Register with the lone receiving touchdown. But a great showing from the Bears defense against Vermont State Castleton. Matt Mamone with an interception. Canales, Rocha, and Olade all had sacks. And obviously they did not allow that much yardage. Maritime also coming off a win. That was at Worcester State, 34-7, where they only attempted 4 passes, completing 3 of them. 9 players registered at least a carry. 5 had more than 5. So a lot of work done on the ground. Dombrowski led the team with 13 carries, but it was Brooks Moss with 7 for 111 and a touchdown. And Malloy with 6 for 66 and 2 touchdowns that really got most of the scoring done and most of the yardage on the offense for Maritime.
We'd look to see, obviously, today, Bridgewater holding Vermont State Castleton to negative 22 yards. And as you said, only 4 passes total, and their leading rusher having over 110 yards. We look for Bridgewater to come out more blitz-heavy and run packages. And we'll see if Maritime throws the ball a little more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many games you can get away putting up 34 points, only attempting 4 passes, as we're now on the field for the coin toss. It would seem like Bridgewater has won. And I believe Bridgewater's elected to receive the opening kick. You see the captains out there on crutches, the running back, Trevor Nunes. Got hurt about a month ago.
Bridgewater has won the toss and has elected
Isaiah Wright and Zaki Askew have been able to step up and really help fill that role that he left behind as just a workhorse back. He saw a ton of carries throughout the season for the Bears, and that was a huge loss, but the next man up mentality, the Bears have been able to fill that void that Trevor Nunes left behind.
Especially since that running back room is so young, with Nunes and Wright both being seniors. Seeing those guys able to be productive on the field is a good sign for the future.
Yeah, Zaki Askew is going to be a good back for years to come. He's just a freshman, holds the longest rush in BSU history in just his freshman year.
Presenting today's colors are from Stonehill College, Cadet Zane Bauer and Cadet David Cameron. From BSU,
The Bears, of course, lead the matchup against the Buccaneers 36-12-1 all time. 17-5 all time versus the Bucs at home, and 19-7-1 in Buzzards Bay. It's very favored towards the home side. They first met in '74, last met last year, and we'll take you down with the national anthem.
Being performed by the BSU Pep Band.
So the Bears look to finish out the season with one last win to hit that 500 mark. Bears women's soccer currently taking on the College of New Jersey in the national tournament, down 1-0 in the second half. We'll update you if that changes during the game. But down to the field, we know that this season we've seen a lot of different looks at quarterback for the Bears. It's SP Pragano once again getting the start, as he did at the beginning of the season and as he did last week. Obviously saw the most work under center for the Bears. Mosley and Whiting did get in. There's a chance we see them today. Not entirely sure what the game plan is in terms of quarterback. I'm sure it's going to be performance-based. But I'd say this is going to be a run-heavy game for both teams throughout.
Yeah, we know both teams are more or less run-heavy teams. And we see that a lot, especially with those naval or military type schools where they run the ball a lot more than they pass. But yeah, we will see a lot more running today.
And oddly enough, Mass Maritime, their quarterback didn't register a carry. So it was all done with backs and receivers as Peter Celestino takes the return for the Bears. The converted quarterback turned DB in his junior season with Bridgewater. So now the Bears offense will take the field for the opening snap of the 45th annual Cranberry Bowl.
Last year's Cranberry Bowl, obviously, senior quarterback James Cahoon threw for around 170 yards and multiple touchdowns. And that team was a lot more pass heavy. So we'll see if there's a difference.
Pragano lined up in shotgun. Lone back in the backfield, Isaiah Wright. He takes the carry to open things up, and he's got a strong gain, breaks a tackle, and gets the first down. Isaiah Wright moves the chains on the opening play for Bridgewater.
It's a great run by Isaiah Wright here.
Really strong running, a gain of 16 for the senior back. Now he lines up to the left of Pragano for his second carry. Isaiah Wright, a lot less on that run, but still did a good job slipping a couple tackles, taking it up the middle for a minimal gain, but still getting some yards.
And we've seen Isaiah Wright this year, especially. He's a very patient runner. Very slow to come off the line, but once he finds that hole, he explodes right through.
Just the way he runs, poetry in motion, waiting behind his blocks, waiting till he has a lane. As this time Pragano, play action, drops back to throw, and Ethan Brown drops it. Would have been a first down for the Bears. Seems to hit him right in the hands.
There's a little play action, 2 straight runs. Pragano, a little nice dump pass. The pass is there. Brown just drops it. You gotta be able to catch those.
And starting off with the 2 straight runs, it helped really sell that play action. And Brown was relatively open. He had a DB a couple feet away from him, but that should have been an easy reception here for the Bears. And as a key askew in the backfield, lined up to the right of Pragano, Josh Register comes across in motion. Pragano drops back, looking for the quick pass, sails that over the head of Register. In coverage, Lucas Casey Moore, the freshman DB out of Austin, Texas. And the Bears send on the punt team.
We know the Bears have had passing struggles, and you see it right there as he overfloats Register on that pass.
Yeah, just a high pass, but even then, Casey Moore was right there to make the play. If that was a perfect pass, it still would have been a tough one for Register to haul in. As Drake's on to punt now. Good snap and a great punt by Shane Drake. Fair catch called a little bit by the 15.
And this is one thing we're going to see a lot, especially in this game. This is not going to be an offensive-heavy game. If you like offense, this is not going to be the game for you. This is going to be a defensive battle in the trenches.
Absolutely, and there's a very good chance we see 80 carries between these two teams when it's all said and done, judging from the way they've played all year, and especially the way Mass Maritime played last weekend, as they'll run it on the ground to start things off.
Mass Maritime loves running their offense out of the wing T formation. It's a very unique formation. Personally, as a coach, I hate going against teams like that. It's a lot of misdirection, a lot of powers. Most plays will go right up the middle.
That was Chase Dombrowski on the carry. He led the team in carries last week. Saw 13. Got 6 yards, 2nd and 4 now. Dombrowski is still in the backfield. Motion, and they flip it and wrapped up almost immediately after receiving the ball by the Bears defense.
One thing, like I said, in the wing T formation, you're going to get a lot of misdirection there in a little reverse toss to the left. Bears do a nice job tracking the ball and not getting caught up in the middle right there.
It was Brooks Moss, the slot receiver, who had 111 rushing yards and a touchdown last week. So he's in the depth chart as a slot man, but really sees most of his work on the ground. As again, we're really seeing how defensive heavy this could be. Quick shovel pass off to the right side, slips one tackle, and then quickly brought down by Brendan Medeiros is Daniel Malloy.
Number 33, Malloy on the carry.
Little triple option right here for Mass Maritime out of the formation. Fakes it to the running back here. Quarterback just tosses it. Tries to get to the outside, but Brandon Medeiros does a nice job containing on the edge right there and not letting anything outside on his hip. It's a great defensive play from Medeiros.
So the Bucs forced to punt on their first drive. And this one will take a bounce near the sideline. Jay Como just going to watch it bounce out of bounds. And that's where they'll spot the ball. So the Bears force the turnover, or force them to punt rather, as they were forced to do on their first drive. And now SP Pragano and the offense will come out for a second chance.
Review the defense coming off of a game like that against Vermont State Castleton, holding them to negative 22 yards, starting off with a 3 and out. That's not so bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you didn't allow many yards that drive. And the Bears defense held strong, got some negative plays in there as well, as they'll run this one up the right side and absolutely cracked down the sideline is Isaiah Wright. Maybe got a yard out of that run.
Wright just trying to follow his tight end outside, but and a nice job by the corner on that right side, keeping him right in front.
It'll be no gains, 2nd and 10 from the 36. Isaiah Wright still in the backfield, motion man Josh Register. On the ground, Wright gets it again, takes it up the middle, and again stopped almost immediately.
Wright just trying to go right up the middle, but Ian Gouch, the sophomore defensive lineman, making a nice play right there. Basically just holding him down, not letting him get anywhere.
From the 37-yard line.
And you know the Buccaneers coming to this game are expecting the Bears to be run heavy, so they're well prepared for it. And they did a good job stopping Wright on his first 2 carries here. 3rd and 9 now. Pragano drops back looking for the pass. Up the middle, he hits his man, and the Bears get the first down. It's Coonan on the reception.
Little 3-step drop from Pragano. Just a nice ball over the middle. 3 guys there. But because Mass Maritime is playing in more of a zone, able to find a nice little hole there.
Askew on the ground now. Right side cuts it up. And again, they'll wrap up the Bears back fairly quickly, though he stayed on his feet the whole time. Forward progress stopped.
Mass Maritime doing a nice job right now containing on the outside, not letting anything bounce. And we know these Bridgewater State running backs love to get to the outside, and that's where they're most effective. So trying to keep everything contained.
Both Wright and Askew, very similar, speedy, shifty guys. Not the tallest backs, but they do good work in between the tackles as they fake the handoff. And he's going to hit Ethan Brown, taken down for the first down.
Pragano's pass complete to number 87, Johnson. Good for another Bear.
I think it was number 87 on the catch. But a great ball there. High pointed it. Good yards after catch. It's good to see that Bridgewater is actually having some passing capability after what we saw in that first drive.
So 2 first down receptions for the Bears. as Rinta comes across in motion. Handoff, Zakiascu left side. And again, wrapped up almost immediately by this Buccaneers front seven.
21 Askew on the carry.
Adon Whirling, number 99 from Mass Maritime, makes a play on that one. Forces the tackle to his left, obviously, and able to get penetration. Or excuse me, Kyle Stevens,
Second
89.
and 12, play action. Pragano looks downfield, hits his man Rinta before the marker, and there's a flag down. So a little bit shy of the first down. There's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
And it was thrown in the secondary.
Ineligible man downfield.
So that play going to be erased here for the Bears on what was a solid gain on 2nd and 12. Got them within 2 yards or so of the first down. But they're going to be going backwards.
And we've seen that a couple times this year where they will.
Ineligible downfield offense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Down is 2.
It's the same official from last home game.
Yes, it is. And we've seen this a couple of times this year where Bridgewater will get these nice, good, big yard plays, but will always be taken back by some sort of penalty.
And the Bears had 13 for about 140 in their last home game in terms of penalty yardage. As Pragano lines up with Wright to his right, fakes the handoff, and the play was blown dead.
A timeout called.
Timeout. Bridgewater.
So timeout called by Coach Very and the Bears. That'll be their first, 2 remaining with 7:57 left to go in the first quarter. So the Bears really just not able to get anything going on offense. They had a couple nice passes for first downs and that big run to start the game by Isaiah Wright. But other than that, they've just been struggling to move the ball. And that big penalty, the illegal man downfield on the 10-yard hit to Rinta, could very well end up costing them this drive.
And one thing, especially for Bridgewater, if your run game is opened up, as we saw in the very first play, that passing game will open up for you nicely. Now that your passing game's somewhat working, you would think the run game should be able to open up more, but right now they're not able to get anything. Running a lot to their outside. They got to go more up the middle, more power.
Pragano in the backfield, right to his left, 2 wide right, 1 wide left for the quarterback. It's Dan Akinsheye, the lone man left side. Pragano drops the snap, picks it up off the ground, and hits Akinsheye. Dan Akinsheye still going. Gets the first down and more, makes a cut. Akinsheye into the end zone, touchdown Bridgewater. Dan Akinsheye slips a couple of tackles on the reception from Pragano and takes it to the house for 6.
And Akinsheye making up for that penalty. We thought that was going to be a drive coster, but SP Pragano, this play starts off completely dead, dropping it. Akinsheye with a little hitch, moves outside, makes one move back inside, able to get it all the way to the end zone. That's a good sight to see if you're the Bears. See that passing game going.
Great footwork and awareness from the senior wide receiver, and some good blocks thrown by Ryan Coonan as well, avoiding the block in the back. Joey Nasso on to kick the extra point, the all-time leading scorer for the Bears. And he'll add to his ledger. 7-0, Bears lead after the big reception by Dan Akinsheye.
And this is one thing that we've been waiting to see all season, is the passing game actually getting going. Once your passing game opens up, we know how effective this Bridgewater team is running the ball. You can get that passing game open up, that running game's going to take off.
The Buccaneers hoping their running game takes off here as they come out to receive the kick for their second drive. Like we said, only 4 passes attempted last week against Worcester State. Yet to attempt one here against the Bears. But still able to put up 34 points despite only passing the ball 4 times, 3 receptions. One of those was a 1-yard touchdown. And other than that, it was all done on the ground and defensively for the Bucks. So Shane Drake on to kick off. 7:45 left to play here in the first quarter. Drake with a beautiful kick, takes a favorable bounce back to the end zone, picked up off the ground by the returner, and he's brought down a little bit beyond the 20. There's a flag down on the play, but right now we'll take you back to the Dan Akinsheye touchdown. You see Pragano bobbled the snap, and Akinsheye just does a great job making cuts and staying on his feet, taking it to the crib. Great work by the senior wideout.
That was fantastic, and especially as a former receiver, you love to see that little move outside after the hitch. That's what they teach you, and that little footwork after the fact.
Hey, hit nickel left.
During the return, block in the back, number 8 on the receiving team, 10 yards from the flag, down is 1.
Lucas Maffeo, the junior from Dorchester, called for the illegal block on the back. So that'll move the Bucks further back towards their own end zone.
Buccaneers ball, 1st and 10.
And one thing I saw on the kickoff, I think he lost it in the sun. I don't think he knew where it was.
Yeah, the sun is beating down right on that end zone, so it could be difficult for whoever's down there to return kicks. That might change by the time we reach the second half.
This is what we expect, too, from Mass Maritime. Just a lot of power up front, running the ball. And I don't think they'll change that fact unless they absolutely need to.
2-yard gain on the carry for Dombrowski. We'll see if they look to pass it here. Still keeping the same formation. They try the misdirection, shovel pass, right side, Malloy. And he's brought down fairly quickly, maybe getting a couple.
And just once again, a little fake handoff inside, a little toss outside. And we know Mass Maritime has run that all season. They know how to run that play inside and out. But when again going against a team that ranks 2nd in total defense, allowing 94 rushing yards per game, you got to be able to find something else.
You know, Coach Very, a defensive coach before being the head coach, so a very defensive-minded guy. His teams have always had strong defenses, and this year obviously no different. 4th and 1 now for the Bucks. And they're going to go for it.
Expect a little power inside, a little misdirection here.
See if they hand it off to Dombrowski. It's Malloy and Moss in the backfield as well. They give it to Brooks Moss up the left side, and I don't think he got there.
He did not get there at all. He had no chance on that one.
Brooks Moss, the leading rusher, they're going to say move the chains. Wow.
I don't know.
Good jump there by Moss.
That might have just given him enough, but from our angle, it looked like he was way short.
So they'll give him the first down.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line now for the Buccaneers. They'll pass it, and it's caught down the left sideline, sticking with it and breaking a tackle for a solid gain. First pass attempted for the Bucks.
That one caught by Brandon Keefe. That was a risky pass, too, a little quick screen. And that's what we expect from Mass Maritime, especially in the run-heavy offense. They're going to look for those quick passes, able to get some nice yards after the catch, even though he was bobbling it halfway.
And just a little bit of an awkward throw as well as they'll go on the ground this time. Dombrowski, he'll get a couple.
Straight power football right here. Dombrowski just going up the middle, turning his feet, trying to keep the train moving.
Buccaneers 1st
able to get the first down on that one.
Chase Dombrowski able to move the chains. 1st and 10 from the 32 now for the Bucks. Evan Pierce looks to the sideline for the play call. I'd expect them to stay in this formation the whole game, as they have through their first 3 drives. Pierce hands it off. Dombrowski breaks 1 tackle. Chase Dombrowski runs over him, and gets the first down. Chase Dombrowski with a power run there on 1st and 10, getting the Bucks a new set of downs.
Dombrowski comes in at 5'11", 220. That's a big back right there, big shoulders, and just running over the Bears defense there.
Finally brought down by Quentin Browder. So 1st and 10 for the Bucks from the 43-yard line. Wing T again. Same personnel out there. Pierce takes the handoff. Shovel pass. Faked it to Dombrowski. Got it to Malloy, who's still on his feet. Malloy finally brought down by Matt Mamone. But what a run by the junior.
Malloy takes an absolute shot here. Cuts back inside. Gets walloped. Somehow staying on his feet. But that's what Mass Maritime has. They have big backs, and they are able to power through that Bears defense once again.
Zach Souza absolutely hammered him, and he stayed on his feet, was finally brought down. But a strong run by Daniel Malloy. We'll give it to Dombrowski, this time up the middle, and he's got the first down. Chase Dombrowski moving the chains yet again.
And this is what they do. They run the ball, they waste time, they get that defense tired. Those defensive linemen constantly clashing with the O-line.
What a great job there. He made Marvelous Nicholson miss. And after that, there was a clear path to move the chains.
You see a man in motion here from the left side.
They'll give it to Dombrowski, wrapped up quickly this time. Nick Canales got there. A flag flies from the back judge.
There's a nice job there from Canales. Absolutely swallowed up Dombrowski.
And it's going to be against the Bears from the looks of it.
I didn't do it.
Personal foul, face mask, 98 on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
So Snacks Canales called for the face mask, and you see it right there. He's getting a piece of Dombrowski. And a good spot by the back judge on the call.
I don't know how the back judge saw that. That was pretty tough to tell.
1st and 10, ball on the 26 for the Bucks. Furthest they've been downfield all game. On the ground, Malloy wrapped up and taken to the ground by Quentin Browder, but not before he's able to move the chains.
Mass Maritime's doing a nice job, especially the receivers getting in on the outside, especially since they're in this formation. Everybody's tight, able to come up outside, get to that second level, get some nice blocks on the outside. That creates space and opportunity.
They'll actually just call that a gain of 9, so Malloy a yard shy of moving the chains. Almost got there as under a minute left to go in the quarter. Pierce looks to the sideline for the call. And he'll take it himself. Evan Pierce up the gut. And this time, the Bucks will move him.
Good for another Buccaneers first down.
QB sneak. We're probably going to see that quite a few times, especially in these 3rd, 4th, and shorts.
The Bucks last week, 10 for 13 on 3rd down conversions. So very successful in these situations, as they now have 1st and 10 with the first quarter expiring. On the ground, Dombrowski wrapped up in the backfield. The Bears get there. No flag this time for Thomas Rocha.
Number 25, Dombrowski on the carry.
Rocha having a sack last week, making a nice play right there. Swallowing up Dombrowski as soon as he gets the ball. He had no chance on that one.
So that's the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Bears lead off the receiving touchdown by Dan Akinsheye. And what a catch and run it was for the senior wideout.
Today's conference matchup is dedicated to raising awareness for mental health.
So Zach, like we said, it's going to be a defensive game and a lot of work done on the ground. We've seen one pass so far out of the Bucks and a handful out of the Bears. Bears have been able to hit some decent passes. 3 of them have gone for first down or more. So, like we've said, getting the run game going is going to open up the passing game, help you really sell those play actions. And that should open up some windows for the Bears to move the ball through the air going forward the rest of the game.
And one thing that we've seen so far is that they are able to open up their passing game a lot more, which we don't normally see. So that run game struggling just a little bit right now.
So the Bucks will set back up here on offense as they're knocking on the doorstep of the Bears' end zone. A chance for them to score their first points of the game. Again, a team that put up 34 last weekend against Worcester State in another MASCAC matchup.
2nd and 11 from the 15.
2nd and 11 from the 15 after the TFL by Thomas Rocha. They'll try to move the ball on the ground yet again, and a huge loss as they hammer Brooks Moss.
And this play is made by Medeiros here on the outside. Got right past his receiver, able to make the tackle. Nice job there by Medeiros, stopping momentum.
The senior for the Bears with a huge play, loss of 4. 3rd and 15 now. So the Bears defense not wavering as they have the backs against the shadow of the end zone. They'll give it to Malloy this time. Malloy with a solid run. I'm not sure he got there to move the chains, but he got pretty close on 3rd and 15.
If you're Bridgewater, you cannot be giving up those type of runs on a 3rd and long. That is not what you want to see. But Malloy just does a nice job finding open space and able to just get within range of a field goal now.
You can see he makes Browder miss. And again, this is a team, we talked about it, how good they were on 3rd down last week, 10 for 13. Not able to convert that time as they send on the field goal kicker. And that one is nowhere close. James Sansone completely misses. So the Bears get away with one there as they don't let up points after the big run by Malloy.
Now, I'm not sure if that was just a bad hold or he just shanked it completely, but Bears do a nice job getting out of that defensive possession, not allowing any points, and they were driving down the field.
Yeah, it was a good drive for the Bucks for a long time, but the Bears, the closer they got to the Buccaneers' end zone, were really able to slow them down. Wildcat formation for the Bears. It's Askew taking the snap and taking the carry.
This is a nice play, Wildcat here. Just able to find some space, get some nice yards.
31 Murphy on the carry.
It wasn't Askew. It was Murphy
Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and
on the
4
carry.
from the 26-yard line.
Dallas Murphy, that is. As the Bears have 2 running backs with that last name, Dallas and Killian.
Are they related?
I don't know. I was just looking down to see if they were. Can't find Killian. Yeah, they're both from Plymouth. So Dallas Murphy, the junior, Killian Murphy, the freshman, both out of Plymouth. I'd assume they're related.
3rd and 1 from the
As the Bears get a
29-yard
gain
line.
of 3 on that. So 3rd and 1 now from the 29.
Staying in this Wildcat formation with Murphy right here. Not changing it up. So far, it's been working for you. 2 straight runs, and you have a 3rd and 1 right here.
So it's Dallas and Killian in the backfield. The Murphy brothers. Dallas takes the snap, low snap, rolls out to his right, makes a cutback, slips one tackle, but loses his balance and is brought down in the backfield for a loss.
I'll be honest, I don't know what that play call was. Just goes outside, and there is nowhere to go. Mass Maritime does a nice job covering it up, but that's a bad play call on 3rd and 1. You got to go right up the middle on that. You cannot be doing that.
Loss of 9 for Dallas Murphy. So the Bears go 3 and out after the missed field goal by the Bucks. Shane Drake on to punt it away. Low snap. Gets the punt off. Fair catch signaled for. And that one's going to take a favorable bounce for Bridgewater.
Very favorable indeed. My goodness.
Almost exactly on the 5-yard line. A little bit past the 5-yard line. What a punt by Shane Drake as P.J. Celestino down there to down it, trying to push it forward a little bit.
Shane Drake on the sideline, absolutely hyped up. It was a low snap, as we saw, but it was a absolute beauty. Took a very favorable Bridgewater bounce there. It's forcing Mass Maritime really deep into their own territory.
You see the Bears just trying to get some wind behind it to push it further. Ball spotted on the 4. What a bounce on the punt for Shane Drake. Backed up against their own end zone is the Mass Maritime offense. Ball on the ground. Nobody's surprised there, and the Bears wrap it up quickly.
You don't really see that a lot, especially in college now with that type of punt. But he tries to make a little spin move back inside. Not really much there. Gets a nice gain of 4.
So 2nd and 6 now from the 8-yard line for the Bucks offense. Pierce down there under center looking at his wrist coach for the play call. They try the misdirection, shovel pass, slips one tackle, and brought down in the 2nd level on the carry.
Matthew Mamone there with a tackle on the outside.
It was, I believe, Dylan Taylor. So keeping in the same formation but going with some different personnel are the Buccaneers, as that was Dylan Taylor's first touch of the game. 3rd and 4 now for the Buccaneers.
If you're the Bears here, you force these guys deep into their own territory. You need to be able to get off the field right here, right now.
Again, 10 for 13 on 3rd down conversions last week against Worcester State. So the Bucs very efficient in these kind of situations. 3rd and medium here backed up against their own end zone. They'll try the misdirection right side, and I don't think they got there. On the carry, Ryan Kelly.
There's a little toss crack to the receiver on the outside, trying to get something. They've been effective on that outside run, that last drive, but Bridgewater does a nice job pushing it back inside, forcing them back into their own defense.
Zach Souza and Kode Satomi there to make the play. But Mass Maritime's going to go for it. 4th and 1.
Look for a quarterback run right here.
I don't know if they're just trying to get them with a hard count or if they actually plan on going this backed up against their own end zone. They will. On the ground was Dombrowski, and we'll see where they spot the ball.
I think they called timeout.
Timeout. Mass Maritime.
So Mass Maritime called timeout, still ran the play.
I don't know if they were trying to draw him off sides there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly their goal was, if they were trying to get him with a hard count or not. We'll see if they send on the punting unit. Again, this would be
an
unfortunate situation to punt from. Speaking of punt, Shane Drake with the longest in school history on that last punt.
That one going 76 yards, as we were just told.
So the senior in his last game as a Bear, breaking a school record, 76 yards. And he's hyped up down there on the sideline, getting some congratulations from a couple of his teammates.
4th and 1.
He's been a great player for the Bears these past couple of years in his final game with the team. Awesome
And
to see that.
he didn't get it. He's short.
The Bears defense gets the stop on 4th and 1. Or are they going to give it to him?
Oh, my God. They're going to. They looked like he was stuffed in the backfield.
And I think they're going to have the chain gang come on out to measure this.
See Shane Drake there watching his teammates right now.
After that incredible punt that may or may not.
It looked like Bridgewater's defensive line burst right through as soon as the play opened up.
I was going to say, it may or may not have led to the Bears forcing a turnover on downs. We'll see here as they bring the chain gang out to measure. And from the looks of it, it is not even close.
Yeah, that's nowhere close. And Bridgewater gets a 3-and-out right there.
That is at least a foot shy of being the first down. So the Bears force the turnover on
And
downs.
that was Nick Canales making the play there, going untouched into the backfield.
First and 10 at the 13-yard
And that's great stop there. You get good field position. You force a 3-and-out once again. Need to capitalize here.
And what a play by the Bears defense. Great field position. Ball on the 13 for first down. And they'll send out the Wildcat formation again. So it's Wright, Murphy, and Murphy in the backfield. Dallas lined up as the Wildcat quarterback. Killian to his right. And they'll actually swing Isaiah Wright out wide on the left side. Rinta and Colton Johnson in the formation as well, lined up as blockers on the right. Isaiah Wright in motion, snap to Murphy, fakes the handoff to Wright, he'll take it himself. Dallas Murphy takes it up for a short gain.
And that's what we expect to see in the Wildcat. We expect to see more inside run instead of going the outside, which they tried last time, and that one didn't work out. But as we saw there, going right up the middle is going to get you more yardage, more or less of the time, especially in this formation.
Dallas Murphy on the Bears depth chart as a wide receiver, doing some work on the ground as the Wildcat quarterback, and he's lined up there again. Wright and Akinsheye out wide, timeout called. Mass Maritime burns their second.
Timeout. Timeout. Mass Maritime.
I need to start bracing myself every time he comes over on the mic.
Yeah, it's very loud.
I'll be invoicing him for hearing aids in 30 years. It's 2nd and 7. Ball spotted on the 10. The Bears have run out of Wildcat for the last 6 or so plays. And I'd expect them to continue doing so. They've done it to some success. Obviously, Dallas Murphy did get hit for that 9-yard loss, but that was just a needless cutback that led to the massive TFL for the Bucks. So this has definitely been an interesting game offensively for Bridgewater. A lot more Wildcat than I think either of us expected coming in.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Especially since in that last drive where they scored, having success in the air, now moving way more towards the run. And we know that they're a run-heavy team, but we're just not expecting the Wildcat formation so much.
Yeah, and we've seen the Bears run Wildcat occasionally, but not this much. I'd say at home, we have seen them run out of the formation more times this game than the rest of the season. And they'll remain in Wildcat. Isaiah Wright out wide to the left. He comes across in motion. Murphy fakes the handoff to him, takes it himself up the middle for a small gain. We'll see where they spot the ball.
I think you got only a couple of guys on that one, but pretty much the same play as last time. As Wright comes in motion from his left, little fake handoff is cutting up the middle. 3rd and medium right here.
Gain of 2 on the play.
So 3rd and 5
from the 8-yard
is the down and distance from the 8. And Murphy will stay out there at QB.
Murphy's getting some work here right now. Last 6 plays have been all runs.
Heavy set for the Bears. Murphy looks to throw. The back shoulder fade to the end zone is about 5 feet beyond Colton Johnson, out of bounds. So 4th and 5 now for the Bears. And they're going to send on Shane Drake in the field goal unit.
Trying to find something a little different out of this formation. We've seen them run the ball every time they're in this formation, so now they throw it, and that one is nowhere close.
So Drake on to attempt the first field goal for the Bears to give them a 10-point lead. And right through the uprights is Drake. 10-0. As that drive fizzled out for the Bears. The good field position goes to waste, but still able to convert it into points, just not the points you'd want.
No, especially since you had such a great defensive stand on a 4th and short. And only coming out of that position with 3 points is not really what you wanted.
Yeah, starting the drive within the 15 and then only being able to convert to 3 is unfortunate for Bridgewater, but on the bright side, at least they got points. So a 10-0 lead for the Bears with 7:28 left to play here in the first half.
And
the Bucks looking for their first score.
And I'm not sure how long we're going to see Murphy in that Wildcat formation. I'm not sure.
As the Bears women's soccer team's now fallen behind 2-0 to the College of New Jersey in the first round of the NCAA tournament. They're away in New Jersey. Obviously not home, or else we wouldn't be here. Drake on for the kickoff. A long kick by Drake out the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Bucks will get started looking for their first points of the game.
Maritime, their second drive, they had a nice drive going. They were able to move the ball inside out, confusing the Bears on misdirections and power handoffs. They need to get back to what they were doing, or the Bears have just done a nice job adjusting to their game plan.
And they had a good chance to get some points on the field goal attempt, but it was just shanked. I'd say at least 4 feet below the crossbar of the field goal, as the Bucks will get it 1st and 10 now from the 25 following the touchback by Drake. They'll throw this time, sailing it over the head of the receiver was Evan Pierce. He was looking for Dylan Taylor.
Looking to catch Bridgewater off guard here. And we know they've only passed 4 times last week, 1 pass today. He had him open, he just overthrew it.
So only 2 passes attempted in the first half so far for the Bucks. Only 1's gone for a completion. As the quick hitter to Dylan Taylor on their 3rd drive of the game. They've stayed in wing T the entire game, just with a variation of personnel. As I'm not even sure who got the ball on that, but the Bears wrapped him up quickly.
25,
It was Chase Dombrowski.
No gain on the play.
Dombrowski absolutely swallowed up, and it's Canales once again making a big play. Canales being one of the staples on this defense. We know, we've seen him make some plays. He had a sack last week against Vermont State Castleton and picking right where he left off.
Canales, Rocha, and Olade on your screen right now fittingly, but all had sacks last week against VSC in that Bears victory. Their 2nd consecutively. As Pierce hands the ball off back to Malloy on the pitch. Malloy brought down, got a little bit past the line, but they're not going to be able to convert this time on 3rd down.
This play is made from Greg Dimitri here, who comes off. He had him inside, but Dimitri making a nice play, not allowing any gain on that.
These 3rd downs were going to be so crucial for the Bears defense just because of how successful the Bucks have been in previous games in these kind of situations. But the Bears have been able to shut them down for the most part. Now it's 4th and 6. Jay Como out back to return. The punt's a high one. Como signals for the fair catch down to his knees. And a smart move there by the freshman as the Bears will get the ball back, forcing the 3-and-out.
And I'm looking at the little bit of history right now. Since 2018, Mass Maritime has only scored more than one score in the last 5 matchups. Their last 3, they haven't even gotten over 7.
So in recent memory, a very one-sided affair in the James Cahoon era, at least, for Bridgewater, as they'll send Pragano back out there, so no more Wildcat for the time being. But a carry for Isaiah Wright, left side, slips a couple tackles, and takes that one up for a gain of about 6 or 7.
It's a nice play there from Wright. Just a little sweep here to the outside, and able to find a hole. Good blocking up front by the lineman, getting to that second level. And going back to that, Bridgewater obviously having a 37-12-1 record against Mass Maritime. In this Cranberry Bowl alone, they are 33-10-1.
So the Bears have dominated these matchups historically, as the official spot is a 7-yard run for Wright, who gets the ball back here on 2nd and 3. Isaiah Wright punches it forward for the first down and a couple extra yards on top of that. And the Bears are moving here with 5 and some change to go.
And especially for Isaiah Wright, this is what he wanted. This is what we wanted to see, especially from the Bears. You get that run game going, and we've seen that passing game work so far. That running game opening up right now.
So 1st and 10 now from the 43 for the Bears offense. 2 wide right for SP Pragano as he gives it to Isaiah Wright on the ground, who stopped almost immediately, maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Isaiah Wright took a shot on that one later on, right there. He was getting up slow.
And Isaiah Wright, obviously, again, not the biggest guy, but does not play like that. He runs like he's about 6'2", trying to run over whoever he can. A very talented running back / slot receiver. We see him out wide a handful as well. As, speaking of receiver, it's a Register who comes across the formation in motion into the slot. Pragano rolls out right, checks it down to Josh Register for a solid gain. Register finally forced out of bounds.
Just a waggle here, just having everybody going in to one side, and it's just a little nice out route there from Register after going in motion. And that's good to see. If you want Pragano to open up passing, you got to allow him to get these short passes. That way he can open up more.
Register had a receiving touchdown to go along with 3 catches last week at Vermont State Castleton. And he's got a reception here. Pragano drops back, checks it down. Isaiah Wright slips 1 tackle, spin move. Isaiah Wright stepped out of bounds down the sideline, but was able to move the chains.
And once again, going right back to that little short pass, little dump pass to Wright on the outside. Wright, we know he's good in open field. But again, if you want to get Pragano going, you got to open up the short passing game. And so far, it's been working.
Yeah, the Bears starting to move the ball through the air now. New running back out there is Killian Murphy. Jeremiah Jolmeist. His first time out on the field for the Bears, lined up to the left of SP Pragano. Akinsheye up top, Register down below, and they'll give the ball to Jolmeist on the ground, who takes it up the middle for maybe a yard or 2.
Number 28, Jolmeist on the carry.
Jolmeist trying to find something inside, but Mass Maritime just does a nice job, able to converge on the ball there.
2nd and 8 from the 28-yard
So
line.
2 yards for Jeremiah Jolmeist, as he'll sub off, and it looks like the Bears are going to empty the backfield. Isaiah Wright still out there, lined up to the left of Pragano. Heavy set here for the Bears as Wright gets it on the ground, cuts it up right side, brought down fairly quickly by the Buccaneers. In on the tackle, Glenn Sharp out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Mass Maritime with a lot of late substitutions there. They were not set and ready. So Bridgewater are trying to capitalize on that, but they do a nice job making the tackle on the outside.
3rd and 8 now from the 28-yard line for the Bears. Timeout called, or 2-minute timeout. Actually lost track of time here. So 2 left to go in the first half. Bears lead 10-0. 3rd and 4 from the 24 as they look to extend their lead.
There's a good offensive drive from the Bears, and especially this is what you wanted to see more in that last drive. Especially you had great field position. You need to be able to capitalize. They still got 3 points out of it, but right now, if you're able to get some points out of this, it's gonna be huge going into halftime.
Especially, you have the opportunity now to make this a 3-score game, and that would be very important for the Bears. Because if you remember, they received the opening kickoff. They elected to receive, so Mass Maritime will be getting the ball after the half. Obviously, they haven't had much success offensively, but if the Bears are able to convert this into a touchdown and go ahead by 3 scores, that will put them in a great position going forward to close this one out.
Yeah, especially we know their offense isn't what they were last year. They put up 48 points against these guys. Who knows what we'll see, but again, going up by 17 to this half would be huge.
Yeah, and of course that was an offense that had guys like Mikey Nocera, James Cahoon, and Adam Couch, who have all, of course, since graduated. And the Bears, obviously, with a lot of new faces on the offense, some familiar ones too. Akinsheye, Jack McCarthy, saw some solid playing time, as did Isaiah Wright. As it'll be Coonan in motion this time, but they'll give the ball to Wright on the ground. Flag flies almost immediately as Wright gets tripped up.
I don't think there's a flag, though.
I think it's going to be an illegal sub on Mass Maritime.
And we've seen that a couple times. They have late subs, so they might have finally gotten caught on it.
We'll see what this is. The flag came from the back judge. I think it's an illegal sub on the Buccaneers, as we'll shortly turn it down to the field for the ref in the white hat for the official call.
And that's not good, especially if you're Mass Maritime. You got to stop on them for 3rd and 5. And now they're going to get a first down out of this.
Yeah, if the call is an illegal substitution, the Bears just got very lucky. I'm not sure if they view this as 4-down territory if the call's erased, as the official is still going over it. Joe Vario looking for some clarity as to what was happening, speaking with his quarterback and wide receiver.
Substitution infraction. Defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. The result of the play will result in a first down.
So first down for the Bears following the illegal substitution from the Buccaneers. As you'll see the replay right there, almost immediately as they snap the ball. One of the Bucs runs onto the field from the sideline.
And they had stopped them, too. They stopped Isaiah Wright a yard shy of that first down marker, and now Bridgewater now has another four downs to score here.
Coach Vario talking it over with the officials on the sideline. It's Pragano under center with Wright in the backfield. Akinsheye wide to his right. 2 men up top for the Bears quarterback. Motion man Ethan Brown. Across the formation now, Ryan Coonan. He'll get the ball on the touch pass and maybe got a yard.
He's almost immediately brought down there by Ian Gouch. 2-man motion, and yeah, Gouch is right there to make a tackle. He's been all over the field for the Buccaneers.
Just a couple missed blocking assignments there for Bridgewater. That lead to the quick tackle by the Buccaneers. So 2nd and 10 now from the 19-yard line, coming within a minute to play in the first half. Pragano takes the snap, looks to pass, left side Akinsheye. Dan Akinsheye still rumbling down within the 5.
Flag on the play.
And there's a flag down on the play.
It's going to go backward.
So this could erase a solid gain by Dan Akinsheye that put the Bears within the 5-yard line, secured them the first down. and set them up in good scoring position with under a minute left to go.
During the play, illegal man downfield on offense, number 77, 5 yards from the previous spot. We repeat, second down.
So an illegal man downfield will push the Bears back 5 yards. It's Matthew Leafonte, the senior offensive lineman out of Franklin.
And you can see it there. He went immediately to the second level, not even waiting for the pass to get off. It's the right call right there. But just those kind of mental mistakes, not able to. You can't make those.
Yeah, and again, the Bears were very sloppy in their last home game, able to squeak out with the win. It's still not a clean one as Pragano drops back to pass. It's tipped. Did he catch that? They'll say no.
He picked it.
Oh, interception. Yeah, one of the linesmen is calling it incomplete, and that'll be the official call.
Talk about getting lucky on that one. My goodness.
Isaac Colon out of Fiskdale thought he had the interception, but Pragano gets away with one there. We'll see the replay right here as it gets tipped up by Jones.
Yeah.
Wow, that wasn't even close.
No, that 100% hit the ground. But Maritime did a nice job right there selling that one. Thinking the ref that they did pick it.
Yeah, the head linesman was not sold at all, but a couple of the other officials, I think they got them. 3rd and 15 now from the 24. Pragano drops back, looking to pass. Slings it upfield all the way for Akinsheye, off his hands, incomplete. Dan Akinsheye looking for a PI call. I think one of the DBs got a piece of his arm, but he's not going to get it. And on comes Shane Drake in the field goal unit on 4th and 15. 32 seconds left in the half.
From the 24-yard line.
And this is going to be a long one here for Shane Drake from a little bit behind the 30, 41 yards for the senior. 1 of 1 on field goals so far today. And it's got the distance, and it's got the angle. Shane Drake right through the uprights, 13-0, Bears lead. So that drive fizzled out, but the senior punter and field goal kicker able to cash in. And the Bears extend their lead by 3.
And once again, even though you get points on that drive, you still stall out because of a penalty. And again, we've seen that a couple times this year. So points being taken away by penalties.
Yeah, just an unfortunate series of events there for the Bears. Erased that gain by Akinsheye. But still able to cash in and get some points here, extending your lead. It's a 2-score game. You had the opportunity to make it 3. And probably a missed PI call there in the back of the end zone on that drop pass by Dan Akinsheye.
It did indeed look like a missed PI call, possibly grabbing his left arm there, which just stalled him out for just a second, not allowing him to get both hands up.
Yeah, and that, if they were to call that, would have set the Bears up excellently within the 5 and a new set of downs if they were to call PI. But an uncharacteristic drop from Akinsheye, and definitely the grabbing had something to do with it. As the Bucks get the ball back with 28 seconds to go in the first half. They do get the opening half kickoff in the second after the Bears won the toss and elected to receive. The Bears defense back out there. They've been strong all day. No turnovers yet for either team. No fumbles either.
And look for Maritime possible. They'll knee it right here going into halftime.
So the Bucks are just going to knee it out to end the half. 13-0, Bears lead going into the second. Dan Akinsheye with the touchdown and 2 field goals, including one from 41 yards out for Shane Drake. Bears look to improve to 5-5 on the season. Bucks look to go to 6-4. We'll be back with you after the halftime break here on BTV.
At the end of the second quarter, your Bears 13, Buccaneers 0.
Being in a community that cares is how you're going to get where you want to go.
Classes are held in the evening and late afternoon.
It offers smaller class sizes. It's a convenient location.
But I've also been given the opportunity to take a graduate assistantship, get hired as an intern.
Career services here at Bridgewater has been a great resource for me.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are sending the blitz and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
For years, they competed against each other. But every 4 years, they take on the world. They represent our schools and our country. We are proud to say, Olympians are made here.
Nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Welcome back to the Bears Sports Network here on BTV. Luke Mansfield and Zach Silvia. Zach Souza's down on the field. Zach Silvia back in the booth at Peter Mazzaferro Field, getting ready for the second half of action. You see the offensive numbers right there, Zach. The passing yards really stand out, and the attempts. 1 for 2 are the Bucks for 6 passing yards. The Bears 6 of 11 with 82 passing yards. Of course, the Bucks have really outran them. Bears only have 44 rushing yards, and one of those came on the opening play of the game, a 16-yard carry by Isaiah Wright. So really just not able to get the offense going on the ground. And then third down efficiency, the Bucks, who were 10-13 last week against Worcester State, 0 for 5 on third down conversions this week. The Bears doing a little better, 2 of 6, not where you want to be at on third down, but not terrible. And obviously they hold a 13-0 lead going into the second half. Mass Maritime set to receive the opening half kickoff after the Bears elected to receive in the first quarter.
Look to see Bridgewater State attack that outside edge more because of how Mass Maritime's been able to get outside on them. But don't move away from attacking inside. You got to be able to contain outside, force them back in to make a play. And I don't know how many more passes we're going to see from Mass Maritime. Probably not a lot. But we'll see.
Isaiah Wright leads the way offensively for the Bears with 40 yards on the ground. Daniel Malloy, 6 for 36 for Mass Maritime. Close behind him, Chase Dombrowski, 8 for 33. So not too far away are the Bucks as Shane Drake lines up to kick things off here in the second half. The Bears defense has held strong. No turnovers for either team. No one's even so much as fumbled and recovered it themselves. So ball security has been very good, except right there, dropping the kickoff, but able to recover. As less than favorable field position now for the Bucks on the opening play of the drive.
The Bucks have started within the 20-yard line every single one of their drives, as they see a player down on the field right now.
It's a member of the Bears down on the field. I believe it's Dakari Rodriguez, who's down for Bridgewater, cornerback on this Bears team. Trainer's over there to check on him as he's able to get up and walk under his own power. So a good sign there for Dakari Rodriguez. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him. Walking a little bit gingerly, but still jogging off the field on his own. So that's a good sight for both him and the Bears as he heads to the sideline now and seems to be doing all right. So 1st and 10 now from the 16 for Evan Pierce and the Mass Maritime offense as Malloy gets it on the reverse and gets maybe 1 or 2 yards on the opening play of the second half.
Yeah, like 7 on that one. But just a little toss outside. And we've seen that they're able to get Lyman, both their right guard and right tackle, able to get outside.
Yeah, I was nowhere close. 8 yards on the carry for Malloy. To open things up here, the Bucks trying to get their offense going here in the second half. They've struggled all game. As it's going to be a keeper here for Evan Pierce, who secures the first down and a little bit on top of that on 2nd and 2. Evan Pierce has only ran the ball 1 time prior this game. And on his second carry, rips off a gain of 9.
Just able to get right off of this tackle from the right side. Just takes it and goes.
So some good running by Pierce. Same formation now for the Bucks. Malloy tries the misdirection, but it's on the ground. It's Brooks Moss, who's wrapped up quickly by the Bears defense.
18 Moss on the carry.
I believe that was Corey Conlon right there with the tackle on the outside. Nice job there from Conlon.
Conlon, the senior hybrid DB corner safety, transferred over from Curry a couple years back and has been a good piece for this Bears defense. Had a pick during the last home game. On the ground again go the Bucks. Bears get there, pushing them back and wrapping them up quickly. That was Conlon again.
It was a great job there from Conlon. I also believe Jonah Familia on a tackle there as well. Number 18. Forcing the Maritime into a 3rd and long here.
Everybody getting involved on that play to slow down Mass Maritime. Right up the right side go the Bucks, and it's Malloy. There's a flag down. After Malloy went down, I think this might be on the Bears. It was 3rd and 6.
I think it's going to go against Maritime.
So Maritime would have got a fresh set of downs, but it looks like the foul is going to be called for them.
Illegal chop block. Offense, 15 yards from the previous spot. Down is still 3.
So an illegal chop block for the Buccaneers. We'll see the replay right here. See exactly where it happened.
I'm not sure where that happened.
I think it might have happened on the far sideline. We just can't see it from there. But it's regardless, 3rd and 21 from the 23-yard line for the Buccaneers. And this is a team, like we've said, doesn't pass a lot. I'm not sure how you can justify not passing here in this situation.
You have to right here. It's a 3rd and long.
Falls on the ground. Bears say they got it. And I believe they did. So on 3rd and 20.
That was Familia right there.
The Bears forced the first turnover of the game.
And Maritime, a very questionable call on a 3rd and very long, and now it's going to cost you some points. If you pass it there and it fell incomplete, you could at least get the punt. If force the Bears back. Now you give the Bears a great opportunity to score.
So Jonah Familia in on the fumble recovery for Bridgewater. The first turnover forced by either team here today comes on the opening drive of the second half. Pragano in shotgun hands the ball off. It's Wright, cuts it up the middle for a really good gain on 1st and 10.
Wright just making a great jump cut right there, right to his left. There's a pulling guard, as we saw, number 71. Pulls to the outside, and Wright does a nice job cutting upfield. And there's one thing I also noticed on the sideline, quarterback Jaden Mosley is in an arm sling.
Yeah, Jaden Mosley got in last week. Flag on the play as the play was still alive. You have to assume this is probably a hold as it came after the ball was snapped. But as you said, you spotted Mosley walking out at halftime with a sling on his left arm. So that's just something interesting to know. Like we said, he did get in the game last week, threw an interception, didn't start. It was Pragano who took most of the work under center. But still, the freshman will not be getting in today, regardless of the situation.
I think there's going to be a defensive holding. This flag was thrown into the secondary for Mass Maritime. We'll see here in just a second. And I think it's going to be a hold on Mass Maritime.
Judging from Pragano.
During the play, 12 men on the field, defense, 5 yards from the previous spot. The result of the play is a first down.
What is the ball doing?
So 12 on the field for the Bucks. We saw them get hit with an illegal substitution late in the first half, and they have 12 on the field right there. You see the man at the top of your screen not getting off the field in time when Pragano snapped it. A heads-up play by the Bears senior quarterback. Register comes across in motion. Wright takes it on the ground, makes one cut. Wright bounces it outside. He's got some space to work with. Isaiah Wright reaches, but shy of the touchdown. And there's a flag thrown after Wright was brought down.
This might be a late hit out of bounds on this one, possibly.
Isaiah Wright headed towards the sideline. The word is it might be on the Bears, and they're going to start to move back. So this one very well could be a hold on Bridgewater. We'll see what the call is here.
During the play, holding, 19 offense. 10 yards from the previous spot, down is still 1.
It is, in fact, a holding call, this time on the receiver, Josh Register. You see him at the top of your screen out wide. And this hold here at the second level on one of the...
From the spot of the foul. Spot of the foul.
For Mass Maritime.
Yeah, right call there for that one. One thing that happens to a lot of holds is that they'll hold them and then they'll see the player go past and not let go. At that point, you just got to let go. The play's over.
Wright gets another carry here after his last one was erased on the hold and takes it for a solid gain. Isaiah Wright just running it right up the gut behind his blockers.
Yeah, Bridgewater runs a lot of pulls out from the right side from their guard, allowing Wright to get those couple extra yards.
So a gain of 5 for the senior back. 2nd and 6 now as he gets the ball again, slips one tackle but doesn't get that much after.
Number 3 right on the carry.
Gonna get about like 3 right there. Same play, just opposite side now. And that was the play that worked last time where we almost scored. Mass Maritime doing a nice job right there, able to contain it.
So a gain of 2, and the Murphy brothers come back on for the Wildcat formation as heading off is Pragano and Register. Dallas Murphy lined up at the Wildcat quarterback spot. His brother Killian lined up to his left. In motion across the formation, Isaiah Wright. Murphy fakes the handoff, takes it up the gut himself, and should have the first down.
I think they're going to call him short. They're going to give him 1 yard short of the first down. And I think he's down.
It looks like his knee might have gone down just before the line to gain. And it is Dallas Murphy down on the ground following that play. They'll spot the ball 4th and 1. More than likely 4-down territory here for the Bears as they'll take a knee with their teammate down on the field, the junior receiver. Take another look from a different angle for you guys, as you see definitely shy
Yes,
of the
100%.
first down, as Dallas is able to get up and walk under his own power. The Bears will go ahead and send on Pragano. Isaiah Wright checks off, and I believe Killian Murphy's still out there in the backfield. So 4th and 1. Ball spotted on the 5, and the Bears have a chance to extend their lead. Running with a fullback, Rinta, and Murphy fighting for it.
He's not going to get it.
Forward progress is stopped before he can hit the first down marker, and the Bears defense will come onto the field after the offense comes up empty on 4th and 1.
And especially with this type of possession here, that's not what you wanted. You wanted to get some points out of this regardless. You forced a turnover, got great field position, but you were not able to capitalize at all. Getting stuffed on a 4th and 1.
Killian Murphy unable to get the first down. As the Bucks will run it on first down after forcing the turnover, and minimal yardage gain on the first play of the drive.
Not much to go there. Bridgewater's defense does a nice job closing up the hole. Able to not really allow anything there. It's completely stuffed at the line. Canales in there once again. Led the team going into halftime with 5 tackles.
Same formation for the Bucks. On the ground, actually, they'll look to throw. Sailing it over the head of his man was Evan Pierce. Looking for Brennan Keefe, the freshman from Plymouth. Incomplete, 3rd and 8.
Medeiros right there, stride for stride. Trying to get him faked out with the pass there. And that's pretty much what we've seen every time they do pass it. It's a little 1-2 step drop, little release, but once again, just overthrows it.
And Pierce has a good arm on him, just hasn't been able to hit his guys out wide so far today. Not that he's had many opportunities to. Pierce keeps it himself on 3rd and 8 and is wrapped up. Snacks has been feasting in the backfield. And in on the tackle as well for the Bears was number 65, Jorge Aquino.
It's a great play there from Aquino. Just stuffing him, not allowing anything. It's a great stop by this Bears defense, forcing a 3 and out.
So the Bears turned it over on 4th and 1 and now force a potentially 3 and out for the Bucks. This is a bad spot to punt if you're Mass Maritime, but they'll do it anyway, and they get it off clean. Jay Como on the return. He'll take it this time. Jay Como slips one man, takes it up the sideline, and is brought down, forced out of bounds quickly after. And 2 teams getting into it there on the sideline.
Just getting chippy right now.
Laundry all over the field after the Bears and Bucks get into it. Things finally separating. Peter Celestino with a couple choice words. He wasn't thrilled about that. But who was up in the booth, Mario Francisco Johnson, was loving what he was seeing down on the field. The freshman DB out for this game. It's part of the reason you've seen a lot more Corey Conlon here today. And we'll see what the call is. There was a flag before they started going into it. I think the Bears weren't happy about that being maybe a late hit out of bounds, but the real scrap started midfield, as you see right there. In between, it looks like Derek Fitzgerald for the Bears. It was definitely Ian Gouch for the Bucks. Peter Saustina was getting into it with someone too.
There are 2 fouls on the play, one on the offense, one on the defense. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, defense. The play's offset. It is first down.
So,
setting penalties there.
He forgot to turn off his mic.
Again.
Where are we?
There he goes. Anyway, it was a little bit unclear what the penalty on the defense was. Regardless, those 2 will offset. And the Bears will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Possible frustration there from the Buccaneers. They haven't had much success on offense today.
Yeah, really got into it there with the Bears on that return. And I think part of it had to do with the unnecessary roughness, as Jake Homo was already headed out of bounds and got smoked down there on the sideline. I'm sure the Bears didn't love that. So the Bears will come out with solid field position here. Pragano's got Wright to his right. He'll get the handoff, cuts it up, right side. Isaiah Wright, flag down, another hold for the Bears, and another flag after.
I think it could be another set of offsetting penalties. I think you get a hold on the offense, and you're going to get a late hit out of bounds on the defense here.
Just when you know you're getting a hold, having the late hit out of bounds really kills that, because you know the offense is already going to be moving backwards.
We'll see it here. Man in motion, just goes out to the right side, bumps out. First flag right there. And then the second flag thrown after the play was over.
During the play, holding, offense, dead ball, personal foul, late hit out of bounds on the defense. Both penalties will be enforced.
Kyle, where are we enforcing from? Where are we enforcing from? Previous spot? The end of the run was a 28, so we're going to go previous spot with a hold, correct?
Well, where's the flag? Where was the end of the run? Where was the flag? Was it over?
So the four, yeah, it was.
Keeps forgetting he's mic'd up.
I think so.
This is really incredible stuff. It's the content you don't get to see in a normal broadcast, is the officials talking like this. Of course, this isn't intentional. He just keeps forgetting to turn off his mic.
And then 15.
You would think this would be a dead ball.
Yeah, it's a personal foul.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. He got it eventually.
You would think because there were 2 set penalties, but I think it was because it was a personal foul on a late hit. Because it was a dead ball, that's why both of those penalties got enforced there. So Bears will get on the 25, first and very, very short.
So 1st and 10 now from the 25. Bears go 3 wide, 2 to the left, 1 to the right of SP Pragano. Isaiah Wright, the lone man in the backfield. Pragano tries to check it down to him, swatted down at the line by Marcus Marisi.
Marisi just going up top, keeping that left hand available. That's what they teach you. Or hits it with his right hand. But most of the time they teach you, hit it with your left hand, try to get some pressure. But a nice job there.
Marcus Marisi with a good play. Blowing up the check down. They go to Wright on the ground this time. Wright has nowhere to go, makes a cut. Somehow Isaiah Wright still up, finally brought down. That looked like a late hit there. You're not going to call it, as Dimitri Boozer hit Wright as he was sliding.
And Wright trying to find anything on the outside. Nothing's really been available on the outside for the Bears all game. Makes a cutback move, somehow stays on his feet. And yeah, shoulder to the head when he's sliding. So I would like to go back to that swat from Marcus Marisi. Marcus Marisi is 6'7".
That's a big man down on that D line, and he's got the reach to go along with it. He's able to get up there and bat that pass down. As it's Jolmeis lined up to the left of Pragano. Pragano sails this one looking for Akinsheye in the end zone. That's pass interference. Dan Akinsheye finally gets a PI call, as that was about as blatant as PI you're going to get.
No question there on that call. Pragano sails this one. This one wobbles a little bit in the air, but he doesn't even look back for the ball, hits him right in the head, forced him to the ground.
Would have been a very catchable ball for Dan Akinsheye. Otherwise, Lucas Casey Moore, the freshman from Austin, Texas, interfering on that one.
Well, the question is here, is this going to be a spot foul or is this going to be a 15-yarder?
I'd assume the call is a 15-yarder, but we'll see right here and see if he remembers to turn his mic off after.
Pass interference. Defense, number 10. 15 yards from the previous spot, down as 1.
There we go. 15 yards from the spot. Puts the Bears at the 10-yard line for 1st and 10.
First and goal here. You got to be able to punch this in here. You cannot go without points on this possession.
Look for them to go right on the ground as they do their first play. Wright cuts it up the middle, brought down, but a solid gain for the senior here on 1st and 10.
Wright getting a nice little 5-yard gain right there. Just going right up the middle. Once again, just following his blockers. We know him as a patient back, shifty, able to cut inside and out. Makes a nice play there.
Some good sportsmanship helping right up after the fact with Saviorelli. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line after 6 yards on the carry by Isaiah Wright, who's going to get it again here. Tries to bounce it outside. Isaiah Wright stays on his feet, extends into the end zone for 6. Isaiah Wright punches it in on 2nd and goal. Bears take the lead 19-0.
Isaiah Wright pounding his way into the end zone there. Will not be denied on that one. The outside hadn't been working a lot, especially in this game, but this time, Wright able to make a little spin move, falls right at the goal line. Touchdown, Bears.
Some solid contact bounce, keeping up for just as long as he needed to extend and cross over the goal line for 6. Now Joey Nasso on to extend the lead to 20. And perfect as usual with Joey Nasso. 2 for 2 on extra points today is the Bears' leading scorer. 20-0. The Bears lead with 5:18 left to play in the third.
And obviously the Bears got very lucky with the most blatant pass interference call I've ever seen. But those are the type of opportunities you need to capitalize on. We've seen 2 drives that stalled out for 3 points. We saw a drive that stalled out for 0 points. It should be more than 20-0 at this point, but you take what you can get.
Yeah, I agree. The Bears, they've had opportunities that they haven't been able to capitalize on in terms of point output. They've had to settle for a couple field goals where they should have been able to realistically score a touchdown, but still holding a 3-score lead here with about 20 and some change left to go in the game is a good look on them as we currently stand. So Shane Drake on to kick off following the Isaiah Wright touchdown. And a good kick by Drake drops into the arms of the return man at the 10. Mass Maritime gets the ball out to about the 25, maybe a little bit beyond on the return.
It's the best field position they've had all day. I believe that is number 19 right there, Joseph Schwartz. Just able to cut up field, able to get some nice field position there.
On the depth chart as a quarterback is the freshman out of Braintree, but taking some reps as a return man on the kickoffs like he's been doing all day. 1st and 10 from just beyond the 25 at the 27 go the Bucks. Handoff, right side, and wrapped up very quickly.
26,
Nicholson right there with the tackle. does a nice job not allowing anything. But once again, we see big man.
It was the senior fullback, James Cassidy, out of Weymouth, getting the carry. His first of the game. 1 yard, 2nd and 9 now from the 28 for Mass Maritime. The Bucks still trying to get their first points of the game. They've had a couple of drives stall out with really good field position. Obviously, they've also had the fumble as well, as the Bears sniff this one out pretty quickly after maybe a gain of 2 or 3.
And Bridgewater knows they're going to run the ball almost 95% of the time. And once again, going right back to the outside edge, able to contain nicely is number 43, Cody Satome, senior linebacker.
So 3rd and 9 now for the Bucks offense. Evan Pierce under center yet again. 3 men in the backfield with him, 2 out wide, 1 to either side. Pierce keeps himself and wrapped up fairly quickly. Not Pierce, actually, I'm sorry. Daniel Malloy.
And once again, Marvelous Nicholson making a nice play on the outside. He had 2 big tackles in this, and another 3 and out here for Maritime. Not what you wanted to see. This is their 4th 3 and out this entire game, and you're getting no production on offense.
There's going to come a point in the coming minutes where they're just going to have to start going for it on 4th down in these kind of situations. If they can't stop the Bears on this drive, I think just about everywhere becomes 4-down territory. As that punt was almost blocked, Dakari Rodriguez almost got his hand in there, and Jay Como's just going to watch that one bounce a little bit past the 25.
Good punt there.
Solid punt, favorable bounce. 24-23, I'd assume is the spot. Bears will get the ball back here with 2:40 left to go in the quarter. So a chance to make this a 4-score game and cash in for their 5th win of the season, which would put them at 500.
And that's very good, especially with the struggles that we've seen this season on offense. And hopefully next year they'll clean it up a little bit more, be a little more polished. But to finish 5-5 possibly, couldn't ask for anything better.
And yeah, there have been a lot of struggles. I mean, obviously, the quarterback issues we've seen. 4 different quarterbacks start games for the Bears. Trevor Green's going down. That was your lead back. And then obviously all the graduates they had on the defense and offense that left some holes to be filled. And over the season, they've really been able to fill those holes and figure things out. As Wright will take the carry, cuts it right side, leaps forward, and gets a decent gain here on 2nd down.
So once again, going back to that outside, Wright is just finds a nice hole. And while they're not big explosive plays, those are chunk plays. Those are the plays that are going to get you 4th downs or 1st downs, getting those 4 or 5 yards consistently every play.
2 on the carry for Isaiah Wright, 3rd and 2. Zaki Askew subs into the backfield now. He's lined up to the left side of Pragano. 2 men out left. It's Dan Akinsheye and Pragano's brother, Cameron, the sophomore receiver. He's lined up in the slot. Pragano sails one over the head of Colton Johnson. Out of bounds, 4th and 2. As the punt unit comes on now.
Yeah, Colton Johnson wide open. He just sails this one way too high. He misjudged that pass completely.
It's almost 5 yards behind the Bears tight end. As Shane Drake on to punt this away. So the Bucks force a 3 and out and get the ball back after being forced to punt. Drake gets this one off. Fair catch signaled for and taken a little bit beyond the 30-yard line. Tackler is Jamerick McZeal out of Jennings, Louisiana. So the Bucks offense still looking for their first points of the game, trailing 20-0 here with 1:18 left to go in the third quarter. You see a solid turnout here in the crowd for both Mass Maritime and the Bears. Got here about an hour before the game. Couldn't even find parking in the main lot. They have been at this all morning for the 45th Cranberry Bowl game. Pierce shovel pass as he goes down off to his right to Malloy. Malloy wrapped up, but gets a couple on the run. We'll see where they spot it exactly. Look at Greg Dimitri in on that tackle.
This is a triple option here. Able to toss it out to the outside, and that's had success. You're getting around 5 or 6 yards of carry on each of those plays.
5 yards exactly on that one. 2nd and 5 now for the Bucks. 36-yard line is the spot. If you can just rip off those kind of plays consistently, that'll set you up very well offensively to maybe get some points on the board here late in the third quarter. Handoff. It's Chase Dombrowski. And we'll see where they spot the ball on his first carry of the drive.
Thomas Rocha just explodes through the line on that one, making the play.
Almost the second Dombrowski got the handoff. Rocha was right there to grab him. Still a gain of 3 from the big power back. 3rd and 2 now from the 39. Like we were saying, you'd have to assume everything becomes the 4th down territory at a point. As Pierce keeps himself, gets the first down, diving forward, finally tripped up, but gets it down to about midfield on the keeper to end things here in the third quarter.
And for the Buccaneers, it's a good sight to see. You finally get a first down after 2 straight drives of 3 and outs in the second half. Just a little quarterback run. We've seen that a couple times. You could have broken that if Dominic McDearest wasn't able to make the tackle there.
Good heads-up tackle for the Bears. Bucks driving, but still trail 20-0 as we prepare for the 4th and final quarter of this Bears season. Trying to finish 500. It has been quite some time since they've been below that marker. They have the opportunity to here. This will be their 5th win of the year, evening them out at 5-5, as it would the Bucks. You see the Bears defense retakes the field as MMA looks to crack onto the scoreboard for the first time this game. Put up 34 points in the victory last week at Worcester State. That have been held relatively quiet here for most of this game. They've had a couple good opportunities, but they just weren't able to finish. But other than that, it has been all quiet for Mass Maritime. As throwing this one is Brooks Moss, completing the pass as the wide receiver on the trick play.
A little trickery there from Mass Maritime, a little toss out. We've seen that a couple times, but this time they get him. He was double covered, somehow catches between Dakari Rogers and Matthew Mamone. So a nice catch there.
I think that was Mason Cardwell, the boundary corner there. He's just got to turn his back on that because Mamone had his guy locked down pretty well. And that just should not be a completion if you're the Bears. 2 guys in coverage and a wide receiver throwing the ball. Shoveling it off to his left is Evan Pierce. Brought down is Brooks Moss. Zach Souza in on the tackle for Bridgewater.
Zach Souza not fooled at all. Making a nice play. Coming from the opposite side. Able to come all the way across the field and make a tackle there. Pumped up.
Dice roll celebration for Souza. Gain of 2 from Moss on the play. 6 carries for 66 yards last week against Worcester State. 1 wide either side of Evan Pierce, 3 in the backfield, as has been the case all game. Pierce, reverse, gives it to his receiver, who's brought down in the backfield by Cody Satome.
Bears not fooled whatsoever on this play here. Mass Maritime trying to go a little more tricky plays here in this drive in this fourth quarter to get something, but Bears not fooled whatsoever.
Brennan Keefe on the carry. Cody Satome blowing it up in the backfield. 3rd and 13 now from the 30-yard line for the Buccaneers. And they need points. They can't afford to come up empty-handed on this drive, trailing by 3 scores. Pierce takes the snap himself. Tries to go up the middle, gets a solid gain, but is going to be well short of the chains.
Look for Mass Maritime right now to go. This is fourth down territory. You need to get something here. You're down 3 scores at the moment.
So 4th and 5 now. They'll call it a gain of 8 on the keeper by Pierce. Set up at the 22-yard line now. Trying to get on the board for the first time here in the 4th and final quarter.
Look for Mass Maritime to run one of their option plays to the outside.
Going in motion, Malloy. Pierce drops back, looking to pass. Bounces off the hands of his receiver, incomplete. A Bear almost got their hands on it. But Malloy completely misses Luke Maffeo. And that one drops incomplete.
Just a little snag route over the middle, hits him right in the hand. You got to come up with that if you're Maffeo.
And then Mason Cardwell and Matt Mamone almost with a chance to pick it off. Ended up going incomplete, but you have to catch those passes right in the mitts for the receiver. And just great placement, maybe a little bit high and coming in a little bit hot from Evan Pierce, but still, that's one you got to catch, especially in that situation.
And one thing that we've seen from Mass Maritime, playing against a wing T offense, you know the struggles. If they can't get the run going, they're going to have no success, and we've seen that so far.
Isaiah Wright with the first down carry, and that was a team that has had the run going for them in the past weeks. Again, we said 9 different players carried the ball for them last week against Worcester State. And they had quite the rushing output. The only problem is the Bears did a great job at stopping the run, as they have done all season. -22 rushing yards against Vermont State Castleton. Of course, some of those coming on sacks, but still, as Pragano checks it down to his left to Isaiah Wright, who has the first down as he's finally forced out down around the 37.
And Isaiah Wright is fantastic after the catch. Getting around good 6 yards after the catch right there. And once again, get Pragano going with those little short passes. You're going to have a lot more completions.
Zaki Askew, the freshman back, subs in for Isaiah Wright. He'll join Pragano in the backfield. It's Colton Johnson and Mark Linta lined up to the right of Pragano as blockers. Now they shift over to the left. 1 wide to either side for the Bears QB. Hands the ball off to Zaki Askew, who's brought down almost immediately.
Brought down by,
Number 21 Askew on the carry, gain of 1 on the
I believe, Kyle Stevens right there.
from the 36-yard line.
As Winter Johnson will sub off, Coonan and Brown come on. The Bears send out an extra wide receiver to join Josh Register and Dan Akinsheye. Akinsheye up top, Register down below, and Coonan in the slot, Brown across the formation. Handoff, Zaki Askew slips 1 tackle and another and has the first down. The freshman here with a 2nd down carry moves the chains, and the Bears drive continues.
And we know Askew to have a burst of speed. We saw it in one game where he had a 95-yard rushing touchdown.
Longest in school history.
And you saw the burst right there, finding the hole and bolted right up the middle.
So 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line for the Bears offense. Trying to make this a 4-score game. 2 wide right, 1 up top is Akinsheye. Handoff Zaki Askew. Bounces this out left side, still running with a man on his back, but not able to get much more after. is the freshman on the first down run.
Number 21 Askew on the carry.
Bridgewater fans excited here.
Second and 7.
The way this game's going so far.
Big Ethan Brown fan. I think that might be his dad. He was firing up the Varallo family, two of the seniors here on the Bears, the tight end and the offensive lineman's families getting fired up here in the fourth quarter. Snaps a little bit high for Pragano, and he's just going to drop to his knees as a man was in his face in the backfield quickly. It was Matthew Crowley.
That play was, I believe, a high snap on that one. If you're Pragano, you're better off. Yeah, bobbles it, not able to catch it cleanly.
A good smart play by the senior on that one. A lot worse could have happened if he tried to maybe get a pass off in that situation. He knew he wasn't going to have full control of the ball. So a solid decision there to just take a knee in the backfield.
Problem is, that's on a third down, too. Now, instead of a third and manageable, it's a third and long.
Pragano drops back, looking to get those yards back, slings it down for Akinsheye, and they're not going to call pass interference.
I think they're going to deem that ball uncatchable as we see Pragano three-step drop, lets this one fly.
4th and 12 from the 44-yard
I'd argue that it was uncatchable because the defensive back was holding Dan Akinsheye, but I digress. That'll bring it to 4th and 12 as Shane Drake on to punt.
And once again, you can't get forced into those third and longs. Those kill your drives.
Drake gets the punt off. It's a good one down to about the 10-yard line. Mass Maritime going to look to return this. And they're not going to get much. Maybe a little bit beyond the 15 on the return. But maybe better off just going for the fair catch.
Tries to make a move right to the right side, but yeah, not sure what the decision was there.
Peter Celestino read that one really well, didn't waver on the cut, and was able to finish the tackle. First and 10 from the 17-yard line for the Buccaneers, as they're still looking to get on the scorecard for the first time. Pierce hands the ball off. It's Dombrowski. And a minimal gain on the first down carry for the running back.
Straight power right up the middle. I believe that was Daniel Olade right there with the tackle.
Dombrowski on the carry. Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 from
gain
the
of
20-yard line.
Olade with a solid form tackle. Had a sack last week. Bears don't have any this week, but granted, when the team you're playing doesn't pass, you're not going to get any sacks.
Oh, you said it exactly right. Team that run the ball almost 95% of the time, you're not going to get anything on the quarterback. But you can get a lot of tackle for losses, and that going for nothing right there.
Bears have been able to rack up quite a few TFLs this game. 3rd and 5 now from the 22 for the Bucs. Still not wavering from this formation, even though it really hasn't worked out for them, aside from a few plays this game. But this is what they practice and what they preach, and they'll try to get something here on 3rd and 5. Shovel pass, left side. Brooks Moss forced out of bounds before the line to gain.
That one's just trying to go outside. Little pitch play once again. Just trying to find something on the outside, but just nothing's there.
Moss had 6 for 66 and a score last week, but a lot less successful on the ground this week.
And we're just seeing the inefficiencies of a wishbone offense. Not wishbone, wing T.
They're actually going to give him the first down. So 1st and 10 from the 27. They're a little bit of a favorable spot. It looked from up here that he was spotted behind the line. As Pierce drops back, looking to throw downfield. Great play defensively in the secondary by Zach Souza, batting that pass away. 2nd and 10 now.
That one looked like it went off the hands of Mafao. As we see here, it's a good pass.
From the 27-yard
Souza doesn't even get his hand on it. He just drops it.
It looked like Souza was able to swat it down, but you're right. Mazzaferro just drops that one.
He catches that in stride. That's 6 right there.
And that's the second drop he's had this game that should have probably been a catch. And Evan Pierce, for a quarterback that doesn't pass that much, has a really solid arm.
It was it was on point. It was accurate. He just missed it.
Pierce hands this one off. The Bucks get a couple yards on the carry. Brought down in the middle of the field. It was Pierce who kept it himself.
Pierce just keeping this one. A little fake to the outside. Cuts back up inside. Gets a nice solid gain of 6 right there.
3rd and 3 now for the Bucks. Again, everything 4th down territory at this point for Mass Maritime. With 5 minutes left to go in the game, trailing by 3 scores. The comeback becoming fairly improbable at this point. As Pierce takes it himself, runs up the middle for the 1st down. The sophomore quarterback able to move the chains. 1st and 10 now for Mass Maritime.
This is a nice play by Pierce. He's done a nice job all game, able to find the hole. And you would think at this point in time, with the amount of times we've seen it, that Bridgewater might have figured it out by this point. But it's just a good play.
Yeah, really good intuition on the ground, running for a quarterback, and then a good block on the right side as well by Chase Dombrowski. Was able to help set up that run. But Pierce, a very strong runner, especially for a QB. As on the carry right side, blown up, was Ryan Kelty.
Number 4, Keelty on the carry.
This play just blown up by the outside corner, number 6, Dakari Rogers.
No gain on the play.
Containing on the outside, fired up right now, making a great play.
Marvelous Nicholson right there as well. And a great tackle by Dakari Rodriguez to get the stop. 2nd and 10 now from the 42-yard line. Bears send some pressure, and they got a man tracking down Pierce in the backfield and bringing him down, Thomas Rocha. The Bears blow that one up.
Thomas Rocha, the big man, moving, stumbling down, making a nice play on a loss for yards right there. You don't see that play too often from linemen. That was just pure athleticism.
Getting into the backfield and reading that one well to bring down the quarterback, Pierce. 3rd and 10 now from the 42 for Mass Maritime. 2:40 left to go in the game. Pierce hands this one off, right side. It's Dombrowski, makes a cut, and gets a solid gain up the right side. Flags will fly from the back judge, and it looks like this will be on the Bears defense.
You see him getting right to the outside. Zach Souza makes a nice tackle there. I think they're going to get Rogers going high.
We'll see what the call is. It looks like it's probably on Dakari Rodriguez.
You're just pulling shit out of the Hey, they do make a lot of money over there, so it's a good point.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 6 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. The down is 1.
So 15-yard penalty, costly here for the Bears on what would have been a 4th and medium. But that'll move the chains for the Bucks. 1st and 10 now on the unnecessary roughness by Dakari Rodriguez.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard
Story of the season for the Bears is, aside from the quarterback play, really been the sloppiness of the team. Very uncharacteristic for a very coached team, and I know he's not happy with how that's been, but he's going to be happy with that play as the Bears read it well and stop it in its tracks.
Keno just comes right through the line and makes this play. going absolutely nowhere. He looked him right in the face and knew at that point in time he was not going anywhere.
Good job by the Bears defense rallying to Jorge Aquino to help him stop Pierce. And we've reached the 2-minute warning here in the fourth quarter. Bears lead. Now, and correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, I don't think we've seen an offsides.
No, I think you're right.
Dead ball. Neutral zone infraction, false start. 55 on the offense. Down to still 2.
A neutral's
usually a neutral zone infraction
is on the defense.
Yeah, I was about to say, but
false start regardless.
Regardless, on the Bucs offense. And wrapped up almost immediately on the carry is Pierce, Thomas Rocha, Cody Satome, Greg Dimitri, and Matt Mamone, all there in on the play.
Bears just rallying, and it starts with Rocha right there. And there's nowhere to go. Absolutely nothing. Now it's a 3rd and long here.
Whole lot of red in the backfield for Mass Maritime. As it's 3rd and 15 now for the Buccaneers. From the 43-yard line, trying to get something on the scoreboard as this game expires. Malloy on the carry. Right up the gut, but not much. And Greg Dimitri with the stop. He's fired up.
There's a little power up right through the middle, and Dimitri's right there to make the tackle. Fired up, and obviously less than a minute here to go. You're not really going to get anything, but they're still going to go for it on a 4th and 10 here. 4th and 9, excuse me.
So 4th and 9 from the 37 for Mass Maritime. Their final shot on offense as we come within the final 30 seconds of this game. Bears hold a 20-0 lead. Mass Maritime trying to break the seal and get something on the scoreboard. They try the reverse down the right side, and I believe they got the first down, almost running into the chain gang. It was Ryan Keatley.
He definitely got it on that one, getting to the edge right there. There's a nice little toss there. It's the first time we've seen him get a carry today. He's able to make a nice play.
So 22 seconds left on the clock for the Bucs to work with. Trying to cut this Bears lead and put something up on the scoreboard to hang their heads on at the end of the day. They put up 34 in their last game, a win at Worcester State. And the Bears have been pitching a shutout here today. Nothing going on offense for the Buccaneers. And they'll try the reverse again. This time the Bears stop it, but not after a solid game by Dylan Taylor, the freshman from Eastern Connecticut.
Clock will most likely run out here. That's probably the last play of the game.
Unless they call a timeout, that'll do it. And the Bears will win the 45th annual Cranberry Bowl, advancing to 5-5 on the season. Falling to 5-5 on the year are the Buccaneers. The Bears able to reach that 500 mark, as they haven't been below 500 in quite some time. As there you see President Fred Clark with the Cranberry scoop, as the Bears get ready for the post-game award ceremony. President's happy with the result of that one, as the Bears will once again be etched onto the trophy.
And one thing I like to look at, this is the second time in this series that Bridgewater has shut out Mass Maritime. The last time they did it was in 2022. Mass Maritime's only shut them out one time, and that was all the way back in 1977. So the third shutout in this series.
Huge win here for the Bears and a great way to close out the season with their third straight victory on a season that's had a lot of ups and downs. Stay tuned for the presentation of the Scoop and the MVP of the Cranberry Bowl. Kind of curious to see who's going to get the award here for the Bears. I don't know if there's a sure winner that we could say right now, but Nick Canales might be somebody, as he was on camera right there, who gets the award in just a couple of seconds. Had a big game from the nose tackle spot for Bridgewater, as he always does. And just a really good way to close out the season for Bridgewater. Obviously, this year had a lot of ups and downs. You didn't know how things were going to look with the departure of James Cahoon. There were a lot of quarterback questions throughout the season, bouncing around from Mosley to Pragano to Seamus Whiting and even to Jack Renaud. And it was SP Pragano, the man who started the season, who closed it out and got the win here, advancing the Bears to 5-5.
And it's pretty good to end the season on a 3-game win streak. It gives you some momentum and look forward to some future. You're going to lose a lot of names here, but you're going to be able to retain some of that talent, especially in the running back position where a lot of your guys are freshmen, sophomores.
Yeah, you're going to get Zacchaeus Askew, Killian Murphy, Jeremiah Jolmeist, all back as just sophomores. And those have been guys who have toted the rock a decent amount for you this season. As here to present the trophy, Fred Clark, with his Bears team for the 45th annual Cranberry Bowl. As him and Coach Barry have fired up for this victory here. The Bears would once again etch their name on the Cranberry Scoop with a 40-foot victory in the series.
That is their 34th win of this series itself.
And now for the Cranberry Bowl MVP. From your Bears, number 3,
Isaiah Wright, the Cranberry Bowl MVP, the senior running back in his final game with the team, gets the honor of being MVP, the Worcester native here. Well deserved, as he's ran the rock well all season, especially after Trevor Nunes went down with that injury. Wright really able to fill that role and step up the Bears' rushing game, not wavering despite losing their top back about midway through the year, and that man's a big reason why. So a well-deserved award for him here today.
Absolutely, 100%. He's had a solid year all year, especially with Nunes going down. He had to pick up the pace a little bit, had to get those extra carries, and he's done very well since.
You see BSU AD Mary Beth Lamb down there as well, celebrating. That'll do it for us here from the Bears Sports Network on BTV. My name's Luke Mansfield.
My name's Zach Sylvia.
Thank you guys for joining us this season. It's been a good one. Remember, every day's a great day to be a Bear.